Welcome back to the Yaffee program. Yes, I am Alabama's truth czar. This is Huntsville's disinformation board, and you need me lately. Everything going on in the news, you need me. You need me to be that for you. Joining me on the show right now to help me in that effort is Brad Presnall. He is a political consultant, does work for Senator Tommy Tuberville, who's running for governor, also for the AEA and others. Brad, how are you today, sir?
Good morning, Yaffee. Doing well. And let me talk about Don Lemon before we sign off this morning. Let's get him in because I want to comment on that.
Okay, yeah, I mean, he was arrested. That's a breaking news as of last night. He's arrested because he was a part of those agitators, that group that stormed a church in Minneapolis. He's claiming he was just there as a journalist. I am a little concerned that might work in court, but what do you think?
I was so happy, first off, to hear that he was actually arrested. Now, obviously, he's going to use this opportunity to be a martyr, but at least he'll have to sweat a little bit, Yaffee, and spend some money defending himself, and let's see how he likes it. It will be interesting to see, though, how the media plays this, if they defend him or if they back off and ignore it for the most part. I say that because if you remember when he left CNN, he burned a lot of bridges, not only at CNN, but he was throwing other people under the bus from other networks about they said things like he did things and had ratings like him, and they weren't fired. And I think some media members also believe that he did cross the line with the church fiasco. So a side note, it'll be interesting to see how the media comes to his defense, if at all.
Yeah, I'm still expecting Jimmy Kimmel to cry about it. That's
yeah.
That is one thing. You think it's going to happen? Yeah, he seems to cry anytime.
Oh, yeah, Kimmel will, sure, yeah.
Okay. All right. By the way, I know that you also do work for Congressman Dale Strong. Congressman Strong was on with Dale Jackson this morning talking about the potential for a government shutdown. If people missed that interview, the podcast is up on the website, WVNN.com. But what do you think about this whole fight over the government shutdown?
I remember 3 months ago when we had the last government shutdown fight, and, we covered that extensively on your show and Dale's show, talked a lot about it. And I remember when the agreement was met that week, I'd had a conversation with Congressman Strong and Senator Tuberville, and both of them told me, wait till the end of January. We're not out of the woods yet. This whole thing may happen again. And lo and behold, their predictions were correct. I think it's going to be a fight. I know you had Chuck Schumer, the Senate minority leader, who really took a lot of hits from the core of his party, saying that he gave over 3 months ago to the Republicans. And, he took a lot of terrible hits within his own party. And AOC is going to run against him for Senate and whatnot. So I think this time around, the concern is that maybe him and Hakeem Jeffries are going to say, no, we're not going to back down a bit. So there's a possibility. I don't know how much, but there's a possibility that this doesn't end well.
Yeah, it's interesting to me because it's on a completely different issue, which to me seems like they're just trying to find an issue to be upset about to do this.
Right.
So I'm speaking with Brad Presnall. We're talking about the midterm elections, because that seems to be what the Democrats are focused on, possibly why they're doing this. But we also have a lot of elections coming up here in the state of Alabama, including for lieutenant governor. Now, former Alabama Republican Party Chairman John Wall announced he's running for lieutenant governor. This is after the Trump endorsement also raised $1 million since that Trump endorsement, which is pretty amazing considering it's for lieutenant governor in Alabama. But what do you think about this, Brad?
I agree, Yaffee. This is a huge deal for John Wall. He got the president's, and I would call it a hearty endorsement from President Trump, not just a little one-line endorsement. He got a hearty endorsement. And then you add that with the fact that, again, what you said is correct. He raised $1 million in 24 hours. And if you add those two together, that puts him, in my opinion, instantly as the front runner and overwhelming favorite almost overnight. Obviously, Wes Allen has been the favorite up into this point, and he is stunned, and he should be stunned. I think he probably thought he had this thing in the bag, and bam, we see the Wall wave hit. And I see a residency charge has been filed against John Wall, as well as the whole fake ID thing is rearing its head. So Chairman Wall has taken some hits early on, and I see that he's already responding to those. But if you ask him, he would probably have all those hits come early in the campaign, as opposed to the last few days where he doesn't have time to defend himself and explain.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, you think it'll be close, or do you think, I mean, it just John Wall's ending up going to run away with it?
No, I think it'll be close. I mean, obviously, Wes Allen has a lot of supporters, and he's had a lot of good endorsements, and he's campaigned for quite a while, and I think he'll have a good amount of support. But I just think with John getting the president's endorsement, plus his ability to raise money in 24 hours. Now, of course, that 24 hours, if you ask John, and I'm just thinking this is probably what he'd probably say he's not done raising money. That 24-hour, $1 million bomb is just the start. So I see Chairman Wall raising quite a bit more money. And so Secretary Allen's going to have to up his game and raise more money himself because, obviously the money in politics is very important to be able to get your message out. So I think that $1 million really put John Wall up, in my opinion, again, into the front runner status as we sit here on January 30th.
Yeah, $1 million and a Trump endorsement, that'll make you a front runner, I think. In most races, that'll make
I
you
agree.
a front runner. So we got to look at
Absolutely.
another race here that got very interesting because Mo Brooks, former congressman, now running for state house, he's running against James Lomax. And the biggest question I've had is because Mo said that he's running because people really wanted him to run. And my question was why? Why did they want him to run against James Lomax? What did Lomax do that was so terrible?
Right.
I haven't really gotten an answer to that, but what do you think?
I agree. I've asked people, did Mr. Lomax, did he upset anybody or did he pass a bill or back a bill that upset people? And I've not yet to get a definitive answer at all. And obviously, James Lomax is going to be aggressive in this campaign, as that was very evident, his blistering press release on Congressman Brooks' entry into the state house race. But on the flip side, so far we've seen Mo Brooks attack the way the legislature conducts business, and in turn that hits Speaker Ledbetter, which to me, that's a fight I don't know that I would want to have if I was Congressman Brooks. I think that might be a fight that's unnecessary. But I'm sure in the coming days and weeks, Congressman Brooks will identify why he believes he's a better fit for the district than James Lomax, and both men will make their case to the district.
Yeah, I think you're right that it seems to be about the legislature as a whole, not necessarily about James Lomax. They just really wanted Mo Brooks to be in the legislature to maybe shake things up or change things, and it just happens to be that's the district he lives in.
Right. I think that may be it. But obviously, Mo Brooks running against James Lomax, he's going to have to identify some ways why voters in that district should vote for him over Mr. Lomax. And I think that's probably going to be the key to the whole race.
Yeah, and you mentioned Ledbetter. He really did come out swinging against Mo Brooks, said he's failed at every job he's had, which, I mean, I don't think that's true. That seemed extra harsh to me.
Well, in politics is a harsh business. That's for sure.
Okay, that's true.
Again, I can't speak for Speaker Ledbetter, obviously, but he was probably blindsided a little bit with the attack, and it probably upset him a little bit, and he came back pretty hard. So this is going to be interesting, Yaffee, us watching this race for the next few months to see how it plays out.
Well, speaking of elections here in Alabama, we also have Senator Tommy Tuberville running for governor. I mean, pretty much running away with it. He got Trump's endorsement as well, but I mean, that doesn't really matter. He was already going to win, it looks like. But you do have one person filing a complaint against Tuberville's candidacy. Was this also about a residency issue? You had mentioned that with John Wall, and some people are saying Tuberville has a residency issue.
That's what the complaint pretty much is all about. And Yaffee, this is almost the same complaint that was filed in 2019 when Coach was getting in the Senate race. It didn't work back then, and it won't work now. Coach feels good about everything, and this is the same kind of stuff that people tried on Trump. They know that they can't beat Senator Tuberville fair and square at the ballot box, so they're trying everything they can to get him off the ballot. It won't work this time, and this time next year, you and I will be saying hello to Governor Tuberville.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I expected as well. Brad Presnall, political consultant. Anything else that you wanted to bring up today? I mean, you got a lot going on in Minneapolis. In the next segment, I'm going to play some cuts of Terry Sewell, who is voting for the government to shut down. And she's worried that Birmingham could be the next Minneapolis. And I kind of agree with what Dale said earlier. Well, good. Maybe we need more ICE agents in Birmingham. But what do you think?
Well, I agree with Dale and you on this. I think that we're going to see that. We're going to see ICE come to areas of Alabama where we have some issues. And also, to piggyback back and flip back to what Senator Tuberville has said when he becomes governor, he's not going to blink an eye to pull out the National Guard in some of these areas where we have crime in Alabama, where people can't even get up and go to school and to work and to shop without worrying about getting carjacked or a bullet in their head. And I think in that you'll probably, I don't know if ICE will be here at the same time. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? But just imagine if we have ICE in Alabama at the same time we have a Governor Tuberville. It's going to show that Alabama means business about security and keeping our residents safe. And you can ask a lot of people who have been victims of crime. I'm sure you know people personally. I know people personally, and people are fed up with it, Yaffee. And I'm glad now we're going to have a governor and we have a president who is sick of it and is going to actually do something about it.
Yeah, I know he said he wasn't sure if he would send the National Guard, but then he basically said if he has to. And it was more about Montgomery, what Tuberville was talking about, but maybe, yeah, we need it in Birmingham as well. Brad Presnall, political consultant. Really appreciate you coming on the show. As always, my friend, we'll talk to you again next time.
Thank you so much, Yaffee.
All right, if you want to weigh in, react to anything, you can. We have the text line, the Yaffee text line, 866-494-9866. One person said, how about the fact that someone from Minnesota tried to bust Mangione out of jail in New York? That was a crazy story. Apparently, he tried to come off as an FBI agent, but when they asked for ID, he just showed them his driver's license or something. Is there something? Maybe the cold just makes people crazy in Minneapolis and Minnesota? Is it just the cold? They say the heat makes people crazy in Florida. Does the cold make people crazy in Minnesota? By the way, on Mangione, there is breaking news on that, which is pretty frustrating, at least to me. According to the Washington Post here, it says Luigi Mangione won't face the death penalty in the case of United Healthcare CEO's killing. A judge decided he will not face the death penalty. Did not meet the legal definition of being a crime of violence. Oh, God. Why do we even have a death penalty? I mean, if this cold-blooded killer who targeted a guy and just assassinated him, if that can't be considered for the death penalty, why do we have it? Which I guess is the point. There are some people who are against the death penalty, so they want to just make so many rules to make it almost impossible to do it, which is just, to me, frustrating. It seems like if we're going to have a death penalty, this is a clear-cut case where we need to use it. Am I wrong on that? So we can talk about that next and much more. You're listening to the Yaffee program. Stay with us.
The Yaffee program.
Nobody does selling better than Shopify. Shopify is the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts go abandoned and way more sales going through. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that Skims uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period for 3 months at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
Get ready for The Rush with Max Crosby.
It's time.
Your all-access pass into the heart of the NFL.
This is the National Football League, and they don't play around. You got to be smart.
All-pro defensive end Max Crosby takes you beyond the field with exclusive insights.
I could say this because I've played them.
This is The Rush.
You guys already know what time it is. It was fire, and we'll be right back on the pod, and we'll be talking about it next week.
The Rush with Max Crosby. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
The United States Soccer Federation presents the U.S. Soccer Podcast.
My name is David Goss. I am joined by two icons of the game, Megan Klingenberg and Ale Bedoya.
It's just been so fun
being a part of this community that we are building.
Hopefully we'll be not just a niche sport here in our country, but also even more respected across the globe.
Follow us wherever you get your podcasts. We are excited to cover it all here at the U.S. Soccer Podcast. It is going to be a big year. Kling, red card, or play on?
A play on.
The U.S. Soccer Podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.